Good morning, y'all. Happy Friday morning to you. This is Leslie, 507 Willow House Journals. I'm tickled that you're here. And I just want to spend a few minutes with you. I wanted to show you this journal. But I wanted first to say, remember, I made my book. Isn't that pretty? I'm loving it. So I want to say a great big Southern welcome to our channel, to Vicki, Jen, Lori, and my Lulu, Kathleen Sunby, Cynthia from Texas, and Lynn from the UK. Y'all, I want to tell you, I am absolutely loving that you're telling me where you're from. I love that. It gives me such a comfortable feeling. Do you know that feeling of going to Mama's and you just feel comfortable and you just feel like you're just in your haven of rest when you're at Mama's house? Well, that's how, y'all, my glasses are sliding. I'm sorry. That's how I feel when you tell me where you're from. I love that. I feel like you're right here, and I feel like you're just right here with me. And that I've gone home to Mama's and I have that most wonderful, comfortable, cozy feeling. That's a special feeling to me. It's precious. So that's how I feel when we have a new subscriber. And when you tell me where you're from, tell me a little bit about yourselves. I absolutely love it. So okay, I'm gonna share this little journal with you. And this journal, as I said, is already spoken for. The lady who's going to be receiving this she has seen photos as we go, so this is not a big surprise, and she won't be disappointed in watching this video or when she receives her journals. I think she'll be quite tickled. But this is her, and y'all, she's chunky, but that's how I love my journals. I did have 2 signatures going, but I have a hard time working in 2 signatures, so I had to bump it back down to 1. I'll have to put that back on in just a minute, y'all. I know where that goes. I'll put it on. But I've got this journal, but these are a few things that will go with it. These little tags. I made just a little tag booklet thing. It's not a journal or anything, and I may insert some journal pages here. Excuse me. But it's just a few, they're just a few little things that I tucked in. This cute that's a little doily. Just tuck it in. These pretties. Thought that was really pretty. Just like that. Get that one to go, yeah. And that is a little piece that I received from Rachel at Roxy Creations. I thought it would be, when I put it there, it just was perfect. And I just loved it. So like I said, I may go back in and add some journal pages to that and have just a sweet little Easter journal. And then this, because, I get out of control. This, y'all, is vintage. It feels like it just, it's absolutely divine. Okay. But these are just some things I added along the way. Yes, I had to put some of my vintage recipes from my book I got in Pulaski, Tennessee. This is Antique Book. And this I thought was really sweet. It's on friendship. I love this. The more we love, the better we are. And the greater our friendships are, the dearer we are to God. This is this is my favorite. To have joy, one must share it. Happiness was born a twin. Lord Byron. I absolutely love that. Of our mixed life, 2 quests are given control. Food for the body, friendship for the soul. I just love that, y'all. So I had to include it. I thought I had a little clip on it, a little, a tiny little paper clip. Let's put one back on it because I had that on it beforehand because I thought that was just, I love it. This is 1824, that book. Isn't that cute? I love little pages like that. This folds out. Just a little bit of writing space. Of course, you know, I had to add some shorthand for my mama. Poetry textbook. There you go. It's just a little fun something. Put that right there. And this, y'all, was to be the journal cover. So I'm sending this along as well. I just couldn't do it. It's beautiful. If I can get it open. Hands don't want to work. It's really beautiful, but you know, she's kind of chunky. And this is kind of a hard cover. I love that, but I really love that. So I'm sending this along because this can come off and you can have just the writing board, or you'll be snipped off, whatever, or that gives somebody a journal cover. Somebody that can make a journal that's not chunky. So that goes along with everything. And now let's look at this pretty little thing. Now, something that, you know, yes, my journals are really chunky. I love them that way. That's just how I love that right there. But everywhere you see a paper clip is removable. So these things can actually, the things that make it chunky can actually be removed, and then it'll be just like a normal writing journal. Be kind of normal. But you know, it's kind of odd. I don't do well at making a specific cover. Isn't that odd? This is my cover to this journal. This is it right here. And I love that. I'm okay with that completely. Because it's, to me, that's perfect. I just love it. So anyway, I hope I got, I don't even think got all of it in view. Oh, that's my test, y'all. I'm pulling it out to the side to see if I'm within the boundaries of my screen. I'll pull it back down a little bit. Hopefully that'll do. Hopefully you've not missed too much of my all these. Okay, we're going to go through it, and I will let you know that you know who is up and roaming, and he settled down for just a minute. Oh my goodness, he is so hilarious. He has settled down for just a minute, but he's been barking and squawking at me all morning. He's wanting more snuggle time because he's had everything he can have this morning. So, okay. This is the beginning of this little journal. Isn't she beautiful? This is 1850s. This is a piece of 1850s paper out of my Italian antique documents journal, and I had torn it off or whatever. I can't remember why, but it was a goof, I can tell you that. But I just wanted it right there. I thought it would be perfect right there, so I just put it right there. And this is just a little tuck right in there. Now it's chunky. I have to hold it up. I love that though. This is just a little card. This is vintage French ephemera. And this, the hand with the flowers extended, you know, hand extended with flowers. Y'all, that's a symbol of friendship. I didn't know that. I've seen that many times before, but I didn't know it until I heard Heather from Ruby and Pearl talk about that on one of her journal that she made for a friend. And on the back, I have made just a little pocket. Isn't that pretty? I like that. Oh, he's getting up, y'all. I don't know what to expect. But, pretty little card. But I felt like it just needed a little something, and that was perfect. I love this pretty little girl. Little ballerina. I'm really enjoying using embossed papers in my journals. I hope you can see this. Okay. I love that page. I tried to cover that up. You know, I would just try, you know, you have to audition. As Rachel says, you have to audition everything. And I did, and nothing, that just needed to be its own little page. Pretty little bookmark. I may have it in upside. I did. I had it in upside down. That's the way I intended it because that word. Oh my goodness, y'all. Ah, pitiful, pitiful. But look, isn't that cute? That's just a little pocket. And I put this in there. It's got a little something in it. You know, I have to make these. Isn't that Excuse me, y'all. I'm having issues again. Had a little frog in my throat. I thought that was really pretty. And see, these are all things that can be taken out and used either in other journals or whatnot. And, you know, moved around in this journal or taken out and used in another journal. See, symbol of friendship. I thought that was so pretty. I like this bookmark. That's my old typing book. Not mine. I couldn't take typing in high school because I do this, you know, kind of typing. I can't do the really pretty typing. I always loved to watch my mama type because she was a whiz on the typewriter and didn't even have to look at the keys. I have to look at all the keys. But I wanted to show y'all. I love that. I hope you can see it. This is the page where I pulled it out of the book, and I love those little frou-frou edges. I think they're so pretty. Here it goes, y'all. Sorry. There's my little up tuck, y'all. If you don't get that, you have to go back and look in the previous video for the up tuck. Cracks me up every time I look at it, though. Boo Boo Mama's making a video. What? I'm making a video. You're going to have to wait a minute. He wants to snuggle, I'm thinking. Pretty little. Oh, he's right here beside me now. Isn't that beautiful? I'm trying to open it. My hands don't want to work this morning. I thought that was beautiful. So I included it right here. This beautiful page is from Donna at Twisted Paper Studios. I just love her video, her digitals. And she has great videos too. There's our girls, y'all. If you hadn't seen a video of me talking about these girls, this is an image actually from Heather at Ruby and Pearl. It was in one of her kits, and I fell in love with it. And the first time I saw it, I could just imagine that these little women were sitting up at the tree line at the church picnic and sipping on the wine a little bit. You know, we do that here in the South. Some folks do. They sip the wine at the church picnic and they talk and gossip about everybody that's at the picnic. That's what I think those little girls are doing, those women. Isn't that pretty? So, there they are. And y'all, this book page totally this whole book cracks me up. This is dated. This is Leila Foster, Route 5, Athens, Alabama. She wrote in this book February 17th, 1932. And all throughout this book, she has written the funniest stuff. And this is one of the pages out of that book. Okay, the book goes like that. This is January 3rd, 1931. She had the book for a long time, didn't she? But this is what she wrote, and she writes them upside down. Sure as the wind runs up the rafter, you are the one I'm after. Sure as the wind runs up the rafter, you are the one I am after. Isn't that hilarious? She wrote all through that book. It's the funniest. I laughed. Me and Lulu just laughed and laughed at it. So I had to include a page of that in here. Oh, that goes right there, y'all. This is where, excuse me, y'all, I apologize. I got the frog going in my throat. I'm going to have to take a sip of coffee. But isn't that pretty how that just, let me get a sip of coffee, y'all. You know who has temporarily left the room. Isn't that a beautiful little image? I see that in everybody's journals, and I just absolutely love it. Every time I see it, it makes me smile. I think it's so pretty. Beautiful digital from Ruby and Pearl, Heather. A lot of the digitals I've used in here are from her, Donna at Twisted Paper Studio, and Rachel at Roxy Creations. Those are in this particular journal. Vintage little stamp. Again, y'all, a hand extended with flowers and a bird. That must be really big friendship. Feelings of sweet friendship. I love that page. Here's my snippet. I had that, I had it in my book, and I've reworked it, but I love it right there. It's in there for sure. $2.99. I love that. $299. It was either that or $300, and I like the $299. A little bit of my mama's fabric. Y'all, this piece of paper right here, I absolutely love. I had a hard time, putting it in here, and it's so thick and heavy. It's made and printed in Great Britain, and I love this little filigree work. I love filigree, and I love the way the address looks. Isn't that beautiful? So I had to tuck it right in there. I'll just do that for now. When this goes right here. I took the paper clip off, but this is one of my little snippets. I made the great big snippet rolls a week or so ago, and I just took it off and added a little bit more to it. And I snipped it on both sides, is what I almost said. I'm so goofy, y'all. But I collaged it on both sides, and that way the lady that's getting this, if she wants to, she can take it out and chop it up and use it, or use it as a bookmark, or just whatever she wants to do with it. Everything in here she can take out, and it's interchangeable. Another little up tuck, and this pretty little page in it. I love that piece of fabric. Oh, it was so pretty. I love this little girl. I've always loved this little picture. And I've got her clipped right there because she flips out and this flips down. Isn't that pretty? This is Ruby and Pearl, and so is she, Ruby and Pearl. And I added this piece to my little friendship journal that I keep up with all of you. I added this piece to our journal too, and I thought it was really sweet. I wanted to put a copy of it in here. That says engaged July 15th, 1919. Doesn't that look so real though, the way Heather designed that? It's just beautiful. So that just goes there, and then this paper clip, these are sewed a little bit of fiddly there. A little scrappy. I love those little scrappy scraps. I thought that was really pretty. That's got a little something special in it, so I'm not going to show it. I love that image. Just a little collection. Just little pieces of whatnot. I like to do that. I like to layer and just stick it in there. And again, it can all be moved around or whatever she wants to do with it. This is that beautiful vintage, very vintage ledger. Another scrappy too. Scrappy do. What, boo-boo? Mama's making a video. I'll be there in just a minute, okay? You're going to have to wait a minute. Thought that was pretty. What, baby? You're not starving. You've eaten, you've had your treats, you've had everything. All you're missing is Daddy and snuggle time. Okay, you're going to wait a minute. I'm almost finished. Y'all excuse me. Have to talk to my baby boo-boo. I had to include this. This is what I had started the second, when I had 2 signatures. Was the second signature, the beginning of it, and I loved it. So it was meant for this. There's the other part of that real heavy paper that was made in the UK. But I had to include that and just a little bit of a snippet. This I got the other day. Now look, I've torn it. I'll have to put a different one on there. This I got the other day out of the little bitty book. I did the show and tell on the little bitty Shakespeare books I got. This, I had to include it. Oh, I just thought they were beautiful. And this is Twelfth Night. This is the play, Shakespeare. And I've got that. Again, I've used Twelfth Night here. Isn't that pretty? I don't know why I'm hooked on that. I'm just stuck. And where's my up tuck? Did I pass it already? I can't find it. But right here in the up tuck it's right there. That again is Twelfth Night, and I just loved it. Oh, I know what he's doing now, y'all. When he gets upset and aggravated with me, guess what he does? He likes to drink water out of the bathtub faucet. So he goes in there and he gets in the bathtub and bumps his head up against that faucet, waiting for me to come in there and turn it on. But he'll do that until I come in there. He's goofy. I love him. He's this goofy little boy. And this is the last bit of it. Oh, it's not a bow. I do that every time I look at this. This just comes, opens up. And then this folds out. That is the antique ledger. Isn't that beautiful? I'm almost out of that. I love, love, love that ledger. I'm almost out. And that is the back page. See? Some of my not so great looking stenciling, but I still liked it, so I left it. But that's it, y'all. That's this pretty little chunky journal. I'll be sending her out either this afternoon or Monday morning. And she'll be going to her new home, and then the lady who'll be receiving this she can just take everything out of it or rearrange it or love it like it is, however she chooses to do. But y'all, I hope you're not seeing all my mess over here. I'm trying to hide it. It's a beautiful mess, but I'm still trying to hide it. It's kind of messy. But anyway, y'all, that's my journal. There she is. Vintage in black. I love vintage in black. Well, all right. I better go turn on the bathtub faucet for the you-know-who so he can have a little sip of some water. He loves water. He's a heavy drinker, y'all. But anyway, I'm gonna leave you with this. Just looking at this pretty little girl, and I will if I'm not back before, if I don't talk to you on the weekend, I will see you again Monday morning. All right. Y'all have a wonderful weekend. Have a very blessed day. All right. Bye, y'all.